Well, hey everyone. We made
What's up,
it.
Dan?
Not much. I think I have to wait for the link to come up or something before I can actually share this. Um, so this is going to be awkward until I figure this out again. I'll just type that we're live.
I was born in awkwardness.
Yeah. All right. Well, welcome to the D League podcast. This is episode 6. We're a quarter way through the season. Jameson is gone yet again. It sounds like my dad left, and then his children became nightmares, and they're going to some trip tomorrow, so he's packing and dealing with them. So I'm going it kind of alone again, except for we went through the list of people that wanted to be on, and third on the list, third
Was
best.
was the 2002 returning podcast guest host of the year? Boom!
That's right.
Back in all of his glory.
Yeah, I called you in my time of need.
I know you wanted to save me for like the last week grand finale, but I had to hold up the corner
when we're all in our title games. No, I called you in my hour of need last year, and you answered the call yet again. So that's why you might possibly be back-to-back podcast guest of the year if you play your cards right.
That's why I'm in the league.
So we want to kick things off. How's your week, man? Fantasy and life, I guess.
Life was really good. My birthday was on Monday. I think last time I was on, my birthday was also like the weekend before.
Oh yeah, I remember asking you what you were up to,
and Tom was the only one that wished me happy birthday.
Yeah, I
don't think anybody. 0 people. So
getting worse.
Going in the wrong direction. But yeah, you were in town in Kansas City for the birthday celebrations. I grew a glorious mustache for the occasion. We went to this sick-ass disco bar called Funky Town and just did what came natural.
It was fucking awesome. I had been in Kansas City for 6 years and I always heard about Funky Town as this legendary place in the outskirts of Kansas City, and it lived up to everything. It was sick.
Everyone kept telling me in particular, like, you fucking love this place. Like, and they were not wrong. I danced until my feet were practically bleeding. And
so for those that don't know, Funky Town is like a 70s themed bar that is out in Raytown, and there's a massive dance floor. There's like cages. There's a lot of, like neon and like felt weird patterns. And then they end the night with a car wash. So like an actual like car wash brush comes down on top of you and like a massive foam.
There's like spray suds all over the place.
Yeah, it was cool. Also probably the first time I've drank a like 32-ounce rum and Coke.
Yeah, I felt like
8 years.
That was definitely college proportions. I felt like I was at a Stas again with just a mug of hard alcohol.
Yeah.
It didn't handle it. Body didn't handle it the same way that I used to.
No, I think I left like probably 40% of that just on the counter. I couldn't handle it anymore. The gut rot was taking over.
Yeah. So yeah, the weekend was great. It was fun having you and Merritt and little baby Bam in town.
Mm-hmm.
My fantasy week sucked ass. My players did not realize it was my birthday. Couldn't fucking do anything. Chris Olave decided to shit the bed. Cincinnati is still a dumpster fire. And yeah, I went to 1-3 on the season, which is not how Cloud Walkers were hoping to start the year off.
No, you kind of think with I saw you have Kyron Williams, that would kind of save you, but
it was a big pickup. I was also like $2 away from getting Puka at the same time.
Oh, what a combo that would have been.
I think I bid like 22 and he went for like 24 or 26 or something. Just a gut punch.
I don't think it was Olave's fault though. I mean, Derek Carr sucks ass and he played hurt, which he always does. So.
Yeah, I mean my running backs are trash. Ramonde is not the same dude. The Dote, Damian Pierce hasn't been awful, but has not been the Dote we know and love.
It's pretty shocking to see the Dote only play like 50% of the snaps. Like, what happened? There's no way Devin Singletary is even like a fraction of Damian Pierce.
No way.
That's not great.
No way. Yeah, Olave, crap game. I texted you about this, but I finally dumped Darren Waller. Fucking done with tight ends. They're dead to me. I'm never drafting one again. I'm picking up one off the waiver wire and just rolling with them.
Yeah.
Unless their name was Travis Kelce, I don't fucking care who they are.
Yeah, we need to start treating tight end like you do kicker and defense. Don't even draft one in the actual draft. Pick one up after week 3. Just eat the losses for a couple weeks until you find somebody, then blow your load on picking one up, and then just don't worry about it anymore.
Yeah. And my bench is just a mess. I've got nothing. I put too many chips on like one of the Chiefs receivers having a decent year. And so I picked up Kadarius Toney and Rashee Rice, and they both suck.
Yeah, they're both bad.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And so yeah, the only reason I have the one win was because of the 1 week where Pittsburgh's defense had like 3 pick sixes and like 30 points. And I came roaring back and beat Juice like 135 to 130 or something.
Oh my God. So
like,
your defense had the best.
And then last week their defense had 0 points. So not a sustainable path to victory. So I'm going to need to make some adjustments here moving forward.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. We'll get to waivers later, but there's nothing out there. It's all dried up a quarter of the season in.
Yeah. How was your week?
It's trash. I had to go to Kansas City for some dude's birthday. Super tired. I had to bring my newborn, sleep in the same room as her. No, it was excellent. Love going back to Kansas City. It's always a blast. Miss you guys dearly. Merrick got us these Kansas City old-fashioned glasses from that place where I was going to leave Rosemary in the car, but unfortunately we had to take her with us.
Also, just side note, your drink very much does not look like piss. It looks great.
That's good. Yours doesn't either. We both have non-piss looking drinks.
Mine kind of does, but
yeah, it does. If I
did that in solidarity with prayer.
Yeah, that looks like piss after a night at Funky Town.
Yeah.
Next morning is hungover piss. Fantasy wise, it went pretty well. I kind of smashed. I actually didn't end up smashing, but I beat McMurray. I had absolutely no idea that he had the Seahawks defense on Monday, and Patrick Mahomes on Sunday night. So I would have been sweating more if I had actually checked that out, because the Seahawks defense had like 32 points. I ended up winning by like 10. You know, the squad has lost 2 ACLs, but we're 2-2. We have 1 win per ACL left, or ACL lost actually. But Puka's carrying the load, man. Without Puka, I'm lost.
Puka, what a champ.
Yeah, I mean, Kamara first game back, you know, we got him. He had a nice week. He had like 15 points, but if you look at the actual box score, he had 13 catches.
Jesus.
So that's an argument for getting rid of PPR, I guess, because he set the league record for least amount of yards with 13 catches. The old one was 13 catches for 77, and Kamara had 33, which should be impossible. But Yeah, Derek Carr's that bad. So got the dub. I actually have started looking at scores again. I know I said I wasn't going to, but Merritt and I had a good conversation. She's like, "Is this even benefiting you?" I was like, "Not really. I end up doing the math in my head anyway.
Yeah.
Like if I'm watching Red Zone, I'm like, that guy's mine, that guy was his. What is the scores anyway?" And she's like, "Yeah, just think about how Paul did. That the draft is the thing and the points are a bonus." So it's good that I have to have like therapeutic chats with my wife every single week, and then I'm watching
It's healthy. That's natural.
the
That's
NFL.
normal.
We all go through it, yeah.
Yeah. That's just one of the many phases of fantasy football.
Right. So it was good. Happy birthday. That was a lot of fun. Right. And on to week 4 reactions. So I have a kind of a list of just shit that I observed. You're feel free to chime in with whatever you got.
Oh, you bet I will.
The first thing, and I got a text from Zachar that's just said Langham's team is a fucking wagon because Zachar was facing Langham and I got killed by Langham last week. He auto drafted his team, and I think he was on his honeymoon or he got married. I'm not actually sure. Langham, when you listen to this pod, let me know.
Yeah.
He auto drafted CMC at 102. He also drafted the number 1 kicker, Jake Elliott, and the number 1 defense, the Dallas Cowboys. I think he took him in like the 7th or 8th round. The Dallas defense currently has 2 less points than Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, they're like the 10th most scoring player in all of fantasy.
Yeah. So I really think like the whole we make fun of people for not taking defenses and kickers early. Well, that's a lie. Just do when everyone else thinks one thing, just do the other. Like he is clearly destroying everyone with his special teams. So
I'm going to do that. I think we just constantly outthink ourselves in fantasy.
Right. Yeah.
Why do we know? Like the machine that makes these rankings knows more than us. We just constantly make stupid draft picks, make trades that just make our team worse. And meanwhile, Langton and Dusty just sit back with their feet up, laughing while the fucking points just rain on them.
Yeah. The top 2 teams in the entire league, all 84 of us, are Langton and Dusty. Both of them auto drafted. Langton is at least setting his lineup. I doubt that Dusty is, but Dusty is literally the number 1 scoring team in all of the 84 teams we have. And this is also so Langton has not started Achane. He didn't start him last week, and he didn't start him this week. He's flexing DeAndre Swift. We'll get to that later. But if he had done a couple of things correctly, he could have over 630 points right now, and it's week 4. So his team is absolutely gigantic.
He just got it. He's just riding the break to a first place overall.
Yeah.
Victory.
Yeah, he didn't even need Will to trade him 4 or 5 top 5 guys either.
That will happen eventually, but
yeah. Let's see, Puka and Kyron. We talked about them earlier, but Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams are so Puka's number 4, I think, wide receiver, and Kyron is number 5. Both those guys are waiver wire dudes, and they're better than everyone you would have drafted. You have Kyron, yeah. We just said
I have Kyron.
You have Puka. I have Puka. We have one of each. I think, watching Zachar get Kyron for $5 is going to haunt me for the rest of my life. I don't know how I got Josh Kelly over that.
Dude, I was thinking while I was getting ready for this pod, and
while you're stretching.
Stretching, combing the stash, getting ready. When we were getting ready for the draft, I'm sure everyone was thinking to themselves, I have to avoid Cincinnati. Everyone in Cincinnati sucks ass. Joe Burrow's washed. Jamar Chase is washed. You have to get a piece of the Rams offense, but not Cooper Kupp. Stay with Cooper Kupp. Just get a piece of the Rams offense. And for the love of God, just give me one piece of the Dolphins backfield. It doesn't matter who it is. if you did that, you have either the second or the third best running back in fantasy right now.
Yeah. The top 5 running backs, I think 3 of them, there's 2 Dolphins and a Ram. So yeah, don't give me the starting running back of the Rams offense either. I don't want anything to do with the guy that Sean McVay ran into the ground for the last 6 weeks of the season last year. No chance. Give me the guy behind him.
Yeah.
Just just
insane. Dolphins is at least a high scoring offense, but they've always had just like middling shit running backs like Chase Edmonds, who doesn't do anything.
Oh, Jay, I remember that. He had like 2 good games.
He was like my first round draft pick one year.
He looked really good in that uniform though. He was a beast.
Oh, he looked incredible.
Yeah, that's the weird thing is that the Rams offense isn't even scoring a lot of points. They're averaging like, outside of overtime, they're averaging like 22 a game or something. It's just that these 2 guys get everything.
Yeah. And Stafford has got to be is he a top 5 quarterback at this point?
No, he's in like the late teens, early 20s because he only puts up like 15, 16 points. It's all like rushing touchdowns and just yardage. Yeah, other than Puka, I think Tutu has like 1 touchdown. The rest are all Kyron Williams.
Yeah. Tutu has a shitload of yardage.
Yeah.
Catches. Not as many as Puka, but
yeah, Puka's the best. I love Puka so much. He'll save me. He's my best friend. All right, so the next thing, the Vikings just won for no reason. This actually kind of pissed me off. If you're 0-3, the chances of you making the playoffs are basically 0. 6 teams in the NFL history have done that. So all they're doing right now is playing for a good draft pick. I want them to tank for Caleb Williams or Drake May. And they just go ahead and win, which is also weird because 3 weeks in a row, Kirk played like an absolute MVP, and then he played fucking terrible, and then this is the week that they get the win. This is the week that the defense like sacks like 4 times and gets a pick 6 and just is insane.
Yeah. So my question for the Vikings fan, when do you think? There's all these rumors of these teams that are going to trade for Kirk, like mid-season, because he has 1 year left. All this. When are the Vikings going to get to that point where they actually pull the trigger on that?
It's tough to say with the new ownership. Let me look at the Vikings schedule right now, because I think they play the Chiefs next.
Yeah.
So that's a loss. And then, so Chiefs, Bears, that's a win, unfortunately. 49ers, that's a loss. So we will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 2-5. And then at Packers, that might be a loss, although Jordan Love isn't good. I could see us losing to the Falcons. I think if we lose to the Packers, we would be 2-6. And at that point, it's like it's over.
Yeah.
Trade him. If
just kicking the dick if Jordan Love.
He's not the guy. Don't worry about that. He's not the guy. He's not. Don't worry.
You're not the guy.
No. So yeah, I think at that point it makes sense. It also depends on if like the Jets are somehow like 500. That was one that I've heard or like the Falcons. I could see them being 500, especially if they beat the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Desmond Ridder is awful. He's truly, truly awful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Zach Wilson had a little spunk in him. He last week that maybe he's the guy, but
almost ideal Mahomes.
Yeah, I don't know. Some more and more that I think about that salary cap isn't a real thing. People just have like $250 million worth of salary cap depth, and it's like, oh well, whatever, nobody cares.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll just re-sign Kirk and it'll be fine. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I do want a high draft pick. It also sucks that like the Vikings have spent, outside of Addison, all of their first round picks for the last like 6 years are on like an offensive lineman or defensive backs.
Mm-hmm.
And their offensive line is terrible, and their defensive backs are the worst in the league. So, got to get the scouting department together.
Yeah, they've been missing pretty hard on defense for sure.
Yeah, Kamara breaks a record. talked about that. Arthur Smith is a terrorist. If you didn't see this, Irv Smith Jr. had 95 yards and like 9 catches, who is the second tight end on the Falcons, not Kyle Pitts. If you have Kyle Pitts, just drop him. Somebody else will pick him up and have their life ruined. You don't have to be that guy. So just move on.
Like, did Arthur Smith draft Kyle Pitts for the sole purpose of like destroying his career? Like,
I don't know, man. I think
did he like fucking whoever, I don't remember who played in college, but did he like kick his alma mater's ass, or like, I don't know, did something to him where he's like, fuck this guy, I'm drafting him and never throwing him the ball?
I truly think that because he's the heir to the FedEx like throne, he just is going to do whatever he like thinks will piss the most people off, and that's not give Kyle Pitts the ball and lose to a very very beatable Jacksonville team.
I mean, when you got Irv Smith on the roster,
well, you got to.
How do you not get that guy the ball?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
The Vikings just fed Irv Smith over and over and over again while he was on the team.
Wow.
I mentioned this already. Achane has 2 games. He's played 2 games, and he's the 3rd running back in fantasy. He's number 3. That's how. Actually, that's weird. Maybe we should ban our running back position while we're at it.
Yeah, let's get rid of running backs too.
Yeah, every position should just be a flex. All of them, super flex, all across the board. Super mega flex. You can do kickers or defense too.
Ooh. There we go. Let's just start a bunch of wide receivers. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
and then last thing I said was Will and Tishan can't make it, so here's Benda. But also you're here because it's your birthday. Did you have any other week 4 reactions? We kind of brought this back because the last pod was super quick. I feel like an hour is more good rather than 30-40 minutes.
It's definitely more good.
Yeah,
for sure. I think that covered my reactions as well.
So undefeated teams. There's only one league with undefeated teams left, and it is Herman German. There's 2 of them: Mallet, who's a newcomer, and Freeze. Ben Freeze, 2-time Piss Boy, is actually undefeated right now, 4-0, and cruising. By cruising, I mean he beat the only team in his league that he could have beaten this week. But you play who you play. You can't help that.
Can't take your schedule.
That's right. Next, I'm bringing back start sits. Weird shit that's been missing the last couple episodes, but I think it's a nice little peer into the minds of our fellow fantasy managers. Guggenheim, that's my league. That's the first and best. Line Tim smashed Zacher. That's what resulted in a text to me from Zacher. So Line Tim beat Zacher by about 40 points. Line Tim scored 150 something. Of note, he had Olave, who didn't even score 1 point.
Yeah.
And he didn't start a QB. And he still put up 156 points.
and he sat
Achane, yeah.
Achane.
Yeah, so here I'm just gonna read for the people. This is what we're dealing with here in Guggenheim. This is the auto draft all-star team. He has Deshaun Watson, who didn't play, so that was a 0. Christian McCaffrey with 45. Damian Pierce with 11. Chris Olave with 0.9. Drake London with 10. Michael Pittman with 4. Mark Andrews with 22. DeAndre Swift with 15. Then here's where it gets shitty. The Dallas defense with 28. And Jake Elliott with 18. Here's a question. Why the fuck is the Eagles kicker scoring 18 points when the QB for the Eagles in a fucking shootout had 24? What is happening?
How is that possible?
I don't know. They scored 34 total points. Hurts was responsible for 3 touchdowns. Like, how do you also get 4 field goals out of that shit? That's insane.
Were they like 50-yard fucking field goals too?
They had 40 and 50. It's so ridiculous. His special teams are just outperforming most people's like full roster. It's just disgusting. Anyway, yeah, so it was 119 to 156, and that was without basically 2 players. So it's scary out here, man. So then Herman German, we said that Freeze played the only team he could have beaten. Herman German, Mallet stayed undefeated by 0.7 points. I did the Elliott thing from the wrong part. I still think we should cut kickers. Blipto, Brian Nelson didn't believe in Achane, and paid for it. So Achane had like 45 points last week.
He's a 2-hit wonder. You got to pull on the bench now. This is it. He's done.
Yeah, so a lot of people probably grabbed him, put him in the lineup. Not being else, too smart for that. No chance he's going to do it again. And Achane had like 26 points, and Brian Nelson lost by I think like 8 or something like that. Blipto also, Tishan gets back to even, so he's 2-2. He survived a Diggs bomb. I think Diggs had 34 points. Or no, David Montgomery. I'm just reading this now. Tishan gets back to even, somehow surviving a David Montgomery Thursday night ass pounding. So yeah, Montgomery came back, absolutely eviscerated the Packers.
David Montgomery just starts doggy on Thursday night.
That's a deep cut for those Tishan fans out there.
But he came back and he survived it, so good on you, Tishan.
Yep, he ate it and just kept going. Old Hall, we have 260 plus point scorers with Bianchi and Alex Nelson. Congratulations, you two. And then Presidents, Jameson, he edged out Justin Long, Jay Long, who were both tied at halftime. I think they both had 97.26 points in a matchup that was already projected to tie. And Jameson gets it. He survived Diggs dump. That's what I was thinking of. Jay Long had Diggs with 33. But our Hurts pickup, the brothers Bamrick believing in Jalen Hurts finally paid off, who outscored Justin Long's Kirk Cousins by about 14 and made up the difference.
Ripped his chain right off his neck.
Was there any weird shit you saw in Newhall that you want to comment on? I didn't catch anything.
Oh, I don't think so.
Probably not.
Man, yeah, I didn't. We'll get to overview of the league later, but I mean, it hasn't been anything crazy that I've noticed so far, other than TJ Masker picking up Nick Chubb inexplicably. He didn't start him, but picked him up for about a day and a half, I think.
I wonder if he just misread that and thought it was, instead of like 6 to 8 months, it was 6 to 8 weeks or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it must have been. It must have been. Saw the report, injury not as bad as they thought. Pick him up, but didn't realize it's still a season ender.
No.
But that made me laugh. But yeah, that's about it I saw in Newhall.
So we'll go on to waivers and trades. The big hot topic this week was Jaleel McLaughlin. So Javonte Williams, in an absolute fucking smash matchup, went down the very beginning of the second quarter. And Jaleel McLaughlin took over, had about 17 or 18 points, was an absolute beast. Samaje Perine is old and shitty, so Jaleel is the new hotness. We had him go for $37 in Old Hall, all the way down to completely free in New Hall.
I'm just realizing this now.
Yes, so waivers ran, people just went on with their daily lives, and then somebody just picked him up like today.
Tom McHale just picked him up.
Yeah,
earlier today.
Salami Tommy. He's
on
Salami
me.
And he's Tommy.
The
other one was Michael Wilson, $34 in Old Hall. So people are just fucking chucking money at the wall in Old Hall. We're desperate in here. So he's a rookie wide receiver for the. Where does Michael Wilson play?
Arizona.
Cardinals. Yes. And in other leagues, he has not been picked up at all. So who knows?
Oh, sorry, I want to make a quick shout out to Griffith. He picked up Jake Ferguson, tight end from Dallas, for $25. I mean, that's a steal if I've ever seen.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I mean, he did score 11 points in the last game, so he tripled every other tight end, not named Travis Kelce.
That is probably more points than Kyle Pitts the entire season. So
yeah,
don't if you spot your tight end, just go in on him and never bench him, even on his bye. Just keep him.
He got it. He got his guy.
We got trades now. There's actual trades. I think I bullied the league last week into doing some trades, so I'm happy about that. We have in Blipto the Brian Nelson, Tiddly Woods. I actually forgot the full name of his team, but he trades away Calvin Ridley to Shuki for CJ Stroud. And I wanted to actually share my screen here for a minute because I want to take a look at the rosters here. I want to make sense of what we're looking at. So why would you trade a QB for the wide receiver? And that is because your QB is Trevor Lawrence. Interesting. Well, Stroud has been a baller. I'll give you that. 3 weeks in a row. 3 weeks in a row. 20 points.
So Shugart traded. The Shugart has T. Lawrence. T-Law?
No, so B. Nels has Trevor Lawrence. He traded for CJ Stroud. So he traded away his stack of Ridley Lawrence to get CJ Stroud.
Interesting.
Yeah. I get it. I'm frustrated with Lawrence in a couple other leagues. He's been pretty mid. Pretty mid, as the Gen Zers say.
Dead ass. No cap.
I will say I've watched a couple of I watch Red Zone all the time, and there's been a couple of times where, he has touchdowns just dropped. He's fucking putting them in the bucket, and they're dropped. He's getting Zay Jones back, so, maybe he'll get it back. I mean, a little insight here, Buffalo just lost their best corner. You might be in a little shootout with Buffalo. Not really the time I would be trading away what are we talking about? Mick Ridley. Yeah. Not really the time I would trade away Calvin Ridley, I don't think, but shit, man, Stroud's good. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I get the frustration, like you said. CJ's been balling with and making Nico Collins like a fucking household name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. I'm a long-term believer in Trevor and Ridley.
Yeah, we call him Trevor.
Yeah. Did I say Trevor?
Right. We're just on a first name basis.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I call him Trevor. Trev.
Right.
I'm a long-term believer in him, but if you're struggling, you need to turn shit around. I guess go for the guy who's killing it right now.
I don't really know about schedule comparisons, but my boy Trev, his schedule is pretty fucking rough, man.
Yeah.
Outside of Indy, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, maybe. Houston's way better. San Francisco's a juggernaut. Cincinnati's got good defense. Cleveland, Baltimore, Tampa Bay. All these guys have really good defenses. So maybe you just offloaded a kind of like a bomb and got, one of the best rookie QBs we've seen in a decade.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right, we'll see.
I don't hate it.
Yeah. Calvin's kind of underperforming since week 1, so who knows? All right, now here's the big one. Here's the big one that everybody – this was so big that Jameson had to put it in the chat because Jameson's a big boy in President's League, and when things make him mad, he gets to put him in the Discord so everyone can see him. This is a trade between Knust, who gets Jalen Waddle, and Jonathan Ward, who gets Cortland Sutton and Khalil Herbert. My first reaction to this was it's a classic buy low, sell high in the same window, right? So you got Cortland Sutton and Khalil Herbert coming off big games where they happen to play each other, which are the two worst defenses in the entire NFL. for an underperforming Jalen Waddle on an absolutely fucking dynamic Miami offense, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. And so initially I'm thinking, wow, Ward got absolutely hammered on this trade. This is fucking terrible. But then I look a little closer and you look at Mr. Cortland Sutton, and he's basically having the season that we thought he was going to have last year. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not been amazing, but he's got 3 touchdowns already, which I think is what he finished the season last year with.
Yeah.
He's on the field constantly. He's Russell's go-to guy. I mean, Jerry Jeudy is a non-factor. The guy has never been good and will never be good. So Cortland's it. Then you get Khalil Herbert, who is trash, but he's getting all of the volume now, I guess, for
Yeah.
1 week. But they got a nice couple matchups here. I mean, Washington is in juggernaut. Minnesota and Vegas are both, and the Chargers. This is next like 4 weeks are really, really good for Khalil.
Yeah.
You know, you could stack up some wins here. And quite frankly, Waddle keeps getting banged up and hasn't been good. So I don't know. I mean, the president's look at this. That's trash. Lamau, Wolf, this guy from The Voice, Simon Pegg. You know, everyone's freaking out about this, but I don't know.
Is it a big hot topic in the President's League chat?
Seems like it, yeah. Can you? Oh, you can't see my screen on the
Oh
live
no.
stream. Oh my god, I never actually did the show on stream. You have to click another button. All right, this entire time I've been wiggling my mouse around, but there's one more button. Instead of just clicking share screen and it's sharing your screen, you have to do share screen and then show on stream. As if I wanted to share my screen to fucking nobody. Really good job, Talk Studio Streamlabs. You guys are crushing it. Amazing AI. Or UI. Anyway, so yeah, this is what I'm pointing at. You got that's trash. What? You got Lamau.
Lamau, Raffle.
Yeah, all that stuff. It's like whatever, man. The weird thing is that they're playing each other this week. This is the second like this happens a lot for some reason. People will trade right when they're playing each other, and I don't know if I would ever done that. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, that's odd timing to do it when you're playing each other. Maybe that's just how it happened. But yeah, I had a similar reaction to you. I think people, at first glance they see Jalen Waddle and he's a big name, big offense. But yeah, what has he actually done so far this year?
Nothing. He has one game over 10 points.
One over 10 points. Cortland Sutton has scored about 10 points every game. And Khalil Herbert, he's had like 2 good games and 2 kind of crappy games. But yeah, I could totally see, like, depending on their rosters, I see what Knuth is doing. He's going for the upside of Waddle.
Yeah, I mean this team now, Knuth is pretty fucking gnarly. I mean, I'm not really a big believer in Kamara because that Saints offense, or Henry really, even though I have both of them, because both of those offenses are atrocious.
Yeah.
But like on paper, this looks really nice now with Waddle.
Yeah.
Like really good.
I mean, he got the most talented player,
right?
Which, and I'm not jonesing for a piece of the Denver or Chicago offense, but Denver's starting to score some points as much as Sean Payton is a scum of the earth. I think they're gonna get better throughout the year. And
a staple of Sean Payton for a long time was you wanted pieces of their offense because their defense would be the worst in the league, and we're kind of seeing that. So
yeah, they have to throw it in the place because they're down by 50 fucking points.
Exactly, and currently Ward is favored after this trade.
Ooh.
So
so
whatever. I mean, what do I know?
I mean, can you use some of his depth to get a better player, and Ward got a little more depth, most likely.
It actually does piss me off that Knuth and I had the same 3 running backs. He lost Chubb just like I did, and he somehow had a depth piece to trade for another receiver. What the fuck is that?
Ouch.
It's because he spent like $100 on Jerome Ford, and that's like his other depth piece. Got it. Jerome Ford, who sucks, so enjoy that. All right, so that's the trades. 2 this week. Congrats, everyone. I didn't see any more during the pod. Let's go to our interview, our exclusive interview with BDB, the man, the myth, the legend, Alex Benda.
Yes, sir.
Can you go ahead and state your name for the people, for the record?
Alex Evelyn Benda.
Ailes Brenda.
Ailes Brenda, yes. Yeah,
When did you join the league?
I joined the league in 2014, the first year that we had the big expansion.
The first relegation year, nice. Okay.
The first relegation year, I was picking with everyone in Big Rip Brewing Company and the big fart party, and all the barbecue stank.
Oh, good times.
On the physical draft boards, it was awesome.
I gotta get back to that physical draft boards. That's way better.
I know, I miss them. But yeah, I joined in 2014, and yeah, the Cloud Walkers, you know, they came out strong right out the gate. So just a little season history. I started out 8-5 first year. Didn't perform in the playoffs, ended up 5th. Fine. 8-5 the next year. Did a little better. Finished 4th. But not quite enough to get up to presidents. I started in white. Next year I was in royal purple. 3rd year, I went 11-2 and got my only medal, or my only hardware that I currently possess. I got a 3rd place finish. And which is, yeah, I remember this. I got the first round bye, obviously, with 11-2, just dominating. And then first week of the playoff was just one of those freak weeks where the guys who have been just carrying you all year just shit the bed so hard.
Oh, I'm aware of that.
And then after that, I was just kind of demoralized, honestly. Like I never really quite came back from that. I after that 3rd place finish, I went to presidents. I was all pumped, fucking like, let's go.
How'd you get presidents in 3rd? That's how the relegation worked?
Yeah, I think because I was in like the league right below presidents, we had like 3 spots that got up there. I think it was 3, 2, and 1.
Oh, okay.
The 4 leagues.
So that's right. Because all 6 people that didn't make playoffs and presidents moved out. That's right.
Right. Yeah. The snuck in first year in presidents, 4-8-1. Went back down to royal purple. Had a little bounce back year. Went 7-6, and somehow that got me back up to presidents, where I went 5-8, and then
right back down.
yeah, right back down. But the next year in 2020 was when we kind of shifted things around. I was in Herman German, went 7-5. Next year went 3-11. Last year went 7-7, and starting out the year 1-3. So if you look at this,
and you stole a title from me. I traded with you, and you wasted your playoff spot that I should have had.
was 2021, wasn't it? That was my like 3-11 year.
No, you made the playoffs but lost right away. It was like 2019. Whenever Herbert joined the league, because I was like trying to get off of all the rookies I had.
That must have been 2020. I don't know.
Whenever Knuth won his title.
Yeah. Alleged.
Right.
But if you look at like at Lead Legacy, they have the league rating over time, and it's the first 3 years like up, and then just ever since it's just been like straight downhill ever since. Oh man.
It's been rough for a long time, man. The Cloudwalkers have been not it.
The Cloudwalkers have been not it. And I went through, I was looking through League Legacy, and I wanted to see some of my history of like most wins and most losses. And I didn't have, so yeah, I jotted down 3 or 4. I've gone 4-1 against B Nels. I've gone 4-2 against Christian. I've gone 4-1 against Stu, which is pretty good. He's typically
He's like a 2-time champ, I think.
Yeah, he's a 2-time champ. And then most wins all time. John Ward just smacking that ass 5-2, which is still not all that many wins. But my most losses is where it gets really painful. I have I'm 1-5 against Postler.
Oh no,
that stings. I'm 1-5 against the auto drafting scum Ryan Langton.
I probably have a losing rank.
He's just auto drafting and just fucking bebopping and scatting all over me. And then my most lopsided, most losses of any matchup, just the ultimate kick in the nuts. T-Shan, I'm 1-7.
Oh.
I just shit my pants every time I go up against T-Shan. I have no idea how to handle him.
He's got your number, man. It's like the McVay and the 49ers, like 2 good coaches, but you're owned.
Yeah. And just brutal. Like I think T-Shan, we might have the most all-time, like he has like, I played him the most out of anybody, and he just dominates me.
This is like a Iowa State OU comparison.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
90% in their favor.
My only win was the very first time I played him. And so I have 7 straight losses against T-Shan.
Oh, man. That's tough.
But so, yeah, I think it's, the Cloudwalkers have had a good run. I mean, not really, but the current regime really gave it a good go. They came into the league and I feel like that really caught people's eyes. Like they were flashy, they were exciting. They knew they were better than you, and they fucking let you know it. But over time, that flash, I feel like it turned into just risky decision making, reaching for draft picks, going for high risk players that didn't pan out, bold managerial moves that shocked people that did not result in wins. And what was initially widely referred to as the greatest show on turf no longer had the gusto or any hardware to show for it. So it came to the point where ownership has just had enough. So enter a brand new franchise. And I'm here to announce that this one is being built on putting on your fucking hard hat and fucking grinding. All right? We wake up and no, I don't want you to give me anything. I want you to take it away from me so I can grind fucking harder.
I don't want that promotion.
Yeah.
I want you to take money away from me.
Promote me so that I can grind even harder and make my way back up. A franchise that doesn't do a bunch of talking and showboating. And when you look us in the eyes, you're going to see we don't fuck around. And you will be petrified by the damage that we do on the field. And so I would like to present for the first time my new franchise, the Neon
The unveiling of the Neon Medusas.
Let's go! It's a new age, baby.
A rebranding of the Cloudwalkers. Perennial losers. Lovable losers sometimes.
Lovable.
Hateable losers often.
Just ultra mediocrity. Their crying call was, "We're okay."
Just happy to be here. Iowa State fan style.
Just hope our friends have fun playing with their friends.
Yes. So this is beautiful. First of all, it looks like heavy inspiration from the Miami City uniforms, which is just they're the best uniforms in the game. Oh my god.
Yep. The Miami Vice color scheme, and yeah, for to give people context of kind of the background of it, one of our favorite bands, The Midnight, has a song called Neon Medusas that fucking rocks so hard. And that imagery just spoke to me. And I wanted to embody the seriousness that my new franchise is going to have, that we bring to the field, and the fear that we put in the eyes of our competition.
Well, I think you fucking nailed it. Jesus, man, these are you got to get. Do you have alternates yet?
No, I think I have to pay a little extra for an alternate jersey.
Yeah, so, maybe we don't count the chickens before they're hatched. Let's get 2 titles before.
Let's get the 2 down, and then we'll get the alternate going. Got a couple tweaks I'm gonna make to it, but on tonight, they're pretty minor. I wanted to unveil while I'm here, and show the world.
Oh man, I'm jealous. That song rocks. The color scheme rocks. Josh says the away whites look like 90s Taco Bell. They really do, and that's fucking awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Really great color scheme, man. I'm happy for you. We had a couple of cocktails at the draft last week and discussed some ideas. Really happy we went with this one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm loving the new vibe. The Cloudwalkers was good. Management just wasn't happy anymore.
Yeah, and you also had never played Final Fantasy, so you're just kind of making fun of it.
Yeah.
Also, this is now the new branding. So 1 and 3 is in the past.
Right.
So it's from now on.
Right.
From now
you can just reset my league legacy.
Yep.
Wipe the history that doesn't matter anymore.
Delete. Move on.
Delete. Yeah.
Have you changed your sleeper name yet?
Not yet. I will probably tomorrow.
Okay. Good man.
Yeah. You get this fucking logo in there.
It's so good. Yeah, I saw the email you sent. The guy was like, "This is probably my favorite one I've worked on so far," and he's been doing like 100 of them. So awesome.
He was like, "Wow, you're a genius. You can't believe anyone could come up with this." But yeah, happy with how it came out.
Same. All right. Next thing we had was some. Let's do some Newhall. You're in Newhall. For those who don't know. Let's do a little breakdown of Newhall. What do we think the futures are? What do we think the best team to come out, the most improved, all that stuff? Let me pull it up on the screen. I can do a couple of my hot takes.
Okay.
Quick. So when I take a look at Newhall here, the obvious pick is Dirks. He has the most points by only 10. Couple of things a little suspect though. He has by far the least points against. Look at this shit. 346. That is almost 100. That's 100 less than Teeds. Almost 100 less than Masker. It is the least. Okay, it is the least. He has the most points and he has the least amount scored against him.
Yeah.
That's generally a recipe for a playoff run. I don't know if it means long-term longevity. Yeah.
Right.
So that's far and away like, okay, that's the minus 200 bet, right?
Mm-hmm.
My bet actually, I think is going to be 1 and 3 juice. Look at this fucking team. Joe Burrow, massively underperforming. I think he's got it in him. I think he's got that dog in him. He has McCaffrey. He has Achane. Both of those guys, that's 2 top 3 running backs in the entire league. I don't see Achane slowing down at all, even with Jeff Wilson coming back. Debo, he's going to be hit or miss. He's going to give you 0. He's going to give you 22, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
McLaurin, kind of the same way. Pittman, kind of the same way. Pittman's sometimes a little more stable, but all 3 of these guys, like, these are the type of guys that just win you a week, and you have 3 of them, so one of them's probably going to hit. Cole Kmet sucks ass. Go ahead and cut that guy. He had one good performance. It was against the worst defense in the league. Cut him. Stop starting him. That's a doomsday scenario. But now he just got Jonathan Taylor back from 4 weeks. He practiced in full, according to this little sleeper blurb, which is nice and handy. So he basically could have 3 top 10 running backs. That's kind of a recipe for success. His bench is absolutely atrocious. Rashad White is dog shit. And so is Bryce Young. I don't know why he's literally the worst rookie in the entire league. So maybe find a different quarterback. But other than that, he can go find somebody on the waiver wire. Let's just find him a new quarterback right now. Let's see. Go get Stafford. There you go. Or Howell this week. Boom. I just solved your quarterback problem. I think he's got it. I think he's gonna go like a fucker Rippers type run. Maybe not that extreme, but 1-3 is nothing. If you win this week, your chances of going to the playoffs go from like 4% to like 25%. So just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
I like the pick.
Tom.
Yeah, I like the picks. Yeah, Juice has a hell of a squad. My picks are a little different. My chalky pick that I guess you put it. I think Masker is posed for a little bit of a run. I mean, his wide receivers are fucking stacked. Tyreek, Sun God, and Ayuk.
Yeah.
Ingram's actually has been an above average tight end. I mean, he's not.
Yeah, he's been good.
He's not lighting up the world, but he's
8.
But he's getting targets. He's been solid. I mean, Lamar Jackson, obviously has been good, getting better. Dobbs is a solid flex. He's got Matt Breida, so fucking duh.
You have an RB1 for half the year because Saquon can never stay healthy.
Cortland Sutton on his bench. Yeah, I think his wide receiver stack and his quarterback is going to take him a long way. So I mean, that's a real solid squad. The one I think is posed to climb up, not necessarily like finish the year like 1, 2, or like 3 seed, but I think Moran is going to be climbing. He's not an 11th place team. I think Justin Fields, I mean, if they figure it out, I mean, if they at least, similar to last year, he sucked to begin with, and they finally started running him more and was like insane. So, I mean, it's part of that's potential. I mean, Josh Jacobs, I think, has a lot more upside. Obviously, Justin Jefferson's fucking best receiver in the league. Waddle has some upside. Christian Watson, B-Rob, which
big hat.
I meant to bring this up I forgot to bring it up earlier, but if your name is B. Robinson, are you just automatically an amazing running back?
Yeah, I think that's the rule.
Yeah. And let's see who's gotten Hollywood Brown on the bench. He's been solid.
Wow, Hollywood on the bench.
Yeah.
Interest. He's the number 18 wide receiver on the year, Moran. Put him in the lineup. Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's a guy who's going to be climbing a little bit. I think his roster's better than 11th in the league.
Yeah, I would look at this and I would agree. Let's see if he's been starting him. He just has been. Oh, he started Christian Watson week 1. That's his only win, of course. Oh, he might just be not looking. This might be a bad pick because he literally isn't logging in. Yeah, he's just not logging in.
Okay. I take it back. He's gonna finish last. Forget everything I just said.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, maybe if he manages this roster a bit, that'll be good. But
Yeah.
oh wait, no, there's Marquise Brown in his lineup. So he logged in. Let's do some detective work here. When did he log in? He did not log in week 3.
He's listening to us right now and changing his lineup as we speak.
This is so confusing. So week 2 he logged in, right? Week 2 he put. No, he didn't. Marquise Brown is in his lineup, but so is Christian Watson. And then week 3, Watson and Waddle are in his lineup who didn't play. And Marquise Brown is out of the lineup. And now week 4, he scored 134. That's really good. Everybody that's in his lineup is playing. So I don't know what's happening here. Maybe he's just not checking minutes before or something.
Yes, the manager is a big risk.
Ownership is
dragging
this thing down.
Ownership is unpredictable, but if they get it and go in the right direction.
Oh my God! I didn't even see this with my juice pick. Look at this. His points against 580.
Oh my God.
580. Is that the most in the entire league? Let me look right now. That's nearly Langton levels of domination.
If you play, you have to play Langton every week.
That is the most in the entire league. He has 580 points scored against him. That is the most unlucky I think I've ever seen a team be.
And
holy shit!
Juice was my only win, and that's the week that Pittsburgh had like 3 pick sixes, and I had like 135 to beat him or something by like 3.
God, I guess as far as points for, he's only above Hanks, but he has 180 more points against him than Hanks. So
yeah,
it's hard to win like that.
So my pick for dropping in the league, I'm sorry to say, is David Hanks.
Yeah.
He's
a paper tiger
he's got the lowest points scored in the entire league and is in 5th place.
Not sustainable, Hanks. You got to figure something.
Not sustainable, and he's got Jahmyr Gibbs, who they just fucking hate, and they will not give him the ball. Miles Sanders, CeeDee Lamb,
trash.
AJ Brown,
good.
Jahan Dotson sucks. Tyler Higbee, yeah. Jacoby Myers, trash. I think.
Sometimes good, sometimes bad.
And I guess he's got DK on bye, and he's holding on to Kyle Pitts in the hopes that Arthur Smith dies and they start throwing the ball.
And they correctly use their first round picks. That'd be nice.
Right. But yeah, it's pretty flat league. I mean, yeah, I agree. Juice has some juice.
Now we're talking. It's flat across the board. I mean, there's only 2 undefeated teams left. I think we got undefeated teams going into week. I think there was week 5. There were still two or three leagues last year that had undefeated teams, and then week 6, I think there was one. I think there was just one maybe that was undefeated. Yeah, it was me.
Oh yeah,
me, motherfucker.
Before you made a bunch of trades and screwed it all up.
No, everyone got injured. Let's see. All right, do we have questions? Are we doing the pod tonight? Yes. Would you rather know how to speak fluent French or know how to tie every knot in existence? With the knot knowledge, you'd also know which knot was appropriate for the specific situation you were in.
So I think this question is a trap because I think whichever way you answer it, you can be accused of being a creep. Either you're French or you're great at tying knots. That's
yeah. I'd put on some lists.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, Mark?
It's a great question, though.
I would say French.
Almost tripped me up. Almost.
What
did you say?
So What?
Well, how would you answer that?
Well, that was good. I was just gonna say French.
Creep.
Yeah, I don't tie knots really ever, so I don't really know what I would do with all the knots that I know how to tie, other than become a creep.
Yeah.
If you have a skill and you never use it, don't you kind of go insane? You ever see the movie Jarhead and he trains his whole like career to kill somebody, and then like the Desert Storm happens and he doesn't get to do anything and he like goes nuts?
Is that Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of it.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I've never heard of that titled movie in my life.
With soup season coming up, what is your favorite soup? I'm gonna let you go first because I need to think on this for a second.
I mean, this might be a unpopular opinion. I don't know. I'm not a big soup guy because I can appreciate a good soup once in a while, but it's just not a meal that satiates me.
I get that. I never crave soup, literally ever.
Yeah.
If it is given to me, I appreciate it, but I would never seek a soup.
If the first thing that came to my mind, if I were to answer, would be like a broccoli cheddar soup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Potbelly's broccoli cheddar fucking rocks.
Mm. Yeah, I can see that.
I would say my favorite soup is probably my dad's white chicken chili. Chili is a soup, right? That counts. I would assume.
I think that's might be a hotly debated topic.
Joshua Noost, is chili a soup? Does that count? If it doesn't, I have a different answer. We'll wait 1 second. I think we're delayed for a little bit. Or he just walked away right when I for the first time this entire podcast I engaged with him.
We'll just sit here for hours. Can you tell us if
Google it? Is
chili
a soup?
I kind of feel like that's similar to like, is a hot dog a sandwich type debate.
Chili isn't a soup mostly because it usually is more solid than it is liquid. So it's like a stew. Interesting. All right. My other response then it would be Kowalski's chicken tortellini soup. It is so fucking good, dude. Oh my god, it fucking rocks.
Yeah, I could fuck with that.
Kowalski's chicken tortellini.
Oh, commish says chili counts.
Oh, okay. Well, then there we go.
Then fuck Kowalski's.
Yeah, then we're good. My dad's white chicken chili all the way. But if you're ever at Kowalski's, their tortellini soup is it's out of this fucking world. We get like anytime Merrick gets a bucket of it, it's just not enough. Oh, you're 48 seconds behind. That's good. Well, you'll be 48 seconds behind me ending the podcast because that's all we got. Unless you have anything else.
I don't think so. I'm happy to hold up my corner, unlike a couple other certain people that I know. Yeah. And I'm excited to see how the Neon Medusas can fare going forward. Exciting.
I'm betting you and Juice in the title game, and then Juice wins. Sorry.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it because it was too obvious, but I agree.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks for joining. We'll see you guys later. I know we went over the goal for under an hour. Didn't work because Bende ruined it all. But all right.
Sorry, not sorry.
Bye-bye.
Peace.